Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, of course, Chef Miguel is at it again, honey. And Lindy gonna eat with Miguel if she don't do nothing else, okay? Newton and Justin, they're cuddling in bed. Child, I'm surprised Alexis let him touch him. Anywho, Mitch and Kristen giving bedhead, and so is Stosha and Nate. Kristen with a Y and Mitch. So she's going to make candles with her friend Zoe, and so they sit down there talking. So Zoe was like, so how are things going, the married life? And so Kristen is like, yeah, the married life is good, and I just feel like we're that fun married couple. I mean, everything's going fine. She's like, oh, okay, so you guys are a good match. Skirt. Baby, it's like you could hear a record player scratch. I said, okay, so we all know you're not a good match, but Kristen, I wasn't expecting this from you. So, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So she was like, well, I just feel like, I don't know what happened. He kind of got obsessed over things that I said were my dreams. Like, when I told him about the house flipping, she's like, I just think Mitch feels like success is bad, which is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard in my life. So she was just basically saying, she knows if her parents knew that she wasn't being treated well, that they wouldn't approve of Mitch. Well, honey, that's anybody's parents. I mean, if you're going to mistreat my child, then I'm not going to be quite fond of you. So, yeah, there's that. Moving forward. So her friend is telling her, that she deserves someone that values all parts of her, that's going to love her, zhuzh and all, honey, house flipping and all, HGTV and all. You know what, Kristen, with a Y? You might need to go over there and get with my Jacob. Now, everybody knows season 12, Jacob loved his house, honey. He was talking about the pool and the gym and the underground, everything. I'm telling you, Kristen, you and Jacob might be a match. Child, let me see if I can make that happen, honey, because me and Jacob, we friends. So I'm going to call up Jacob. Hello? Hey, Jake, what do you think of Kristen with a Y? Child, I be trying to break up these people's marriage, honey. I'm going to go and see what y'all going to do, okay? And then if things don't work out, Kristen, hit me in the DMs, honey, and I will attach you to Jacob. I was a little bit confused, though, because I'm thinking to myself, come on now, Kristen, which one is it? Are you having fun or is it hell on earth? I'm going to go with the latter, but since you're enjoying it, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, honey. Like, I really, truly hope you can figure out what you want, because I don't think it's Mitch. Morgan and Ben. Oh, my gosh. Y'all, I have never had such a headache and been so much confusion as I was watching this episode. Between Alexis and Morgan, I'm going to pull my hair out. Okay? Let's get into it. So she's meeting with her friend, Deborah, right? And so she's telling Deb that even after the honeymoon, Ben continued to talk to Justin about their business. Now, that's wrong. If she made a pact with him to not converse about anything, that goes on in the house, what happens in the house stays in the house. It's not good for you to run back and forth to your friends, because when y'all make up, they still going to be mad at the person. So I do understand that you don't want him talking to, people about your personal business. But girl, I don't even know what you was talking about this episode. So here we go. We're going to get into it. So she said Alexis called and told her that Ben and Justin were on speakerphone, and the things that he was saying about her were not who she's known to be. I think that was completely messy of Alexis to say anything to Morgan. Now Morgan is about to do that thing that she does for the next 5 episodes, and I don't want to hear it. Okay? Alexis, you and your braids, they're really getting on my nerves, girl. Ben, protect your grill. Okay? You better ask Melissa. Baby, you better protect your grill. She was like, so I just went in, I grabbed some things, and, I tried not to go off. I didn't say anything to him, and he kind of chased me a little bit and kind of asked me what was going on, but I didn't say anything. And girl, you in that old dramatic exit. She was like, but then he went to Alexis and Justin's apartment, and, he was there, and Alexis texted me and told me that he was there, so I FaceTimed him while he was sitting there with them, and I went off. So here go Alexis leaning over when they showing the flashback. Talking about, hi, I'm here. Alexis, you're messy. Okay, you're messy. So she was saying to her friend, she's like, I told him that he needs to come home and talk to his wife. Alexis, I'm so confused by you. Why are y'all so involved? Okay, You had a whole issue when Justin was falling the hell apart in his little pointy toe shoes and his turtleneck that night that he was crying over Ben. But you think it's okay to involve yourself in other people's marriages? Like, what is happening? And Ben, what are you doing? What are you doing? So she cusses him out. This is what we're watching, right? She cusses him out and then tells him that he needs to leave their apartment and come talk to her. For what? You're not going to allow him to speak. What is he going to come talk to you about? What? See, Ben, you should have known from the first time to not tell Justin anything. He's a gossip girl, okay? He's a gossip girl. Now your marriage is falling apart and they're going to bond over gossiping about y'all's mess. I know couples like that. They like to get together and wreak havoc, real messy like, and then they lay in bed and pillow talk all night long about y'all fussing and fighting and clawing each other's eyes out. Stop telling Justin anything. And Justin, who the hell walks around the house on speakerphone? Boy, moving forward. And Alexis, you need to be worried about your own issues. And Justin, you worry about breaking Maya out of doggy jail. We ain't seen Maya since she got into it with Newton. Okay? I think the time is up. Go get that dog. Moving forward. Day 28 of marriage. Alexis and Justin. So Justin and his brother, they're going fishing and she's meeting up with one of her friends. They cast the net and they sit down. They start shooting the breeze, right? So his brother asks how marriage life is, for him. He's like, it's tough. I do random outbursts and nobody has ever called me out on it. And I feel like it's draining Alexis. You need to stop acting out of fear, Justin. Okay? And get out of your head. It's going to go how it's going to go. So you having these little emotional outbursts for no reason, it don't make no sense. Y'all going to be together or y'all not going to be together. Either way, it's going to go on. So she's telling her friend on the other side that he can't self-regulate, so she does it for him. What is he, 5? Okay, that's something I had to do for my son when he couldn't regulate his emotions because he doesn't understand that a small thing doesn't warrant a big emotion. Is he stunted emotionally? Honey, this is some therapy that needs to be had. Child, talking about you regulate his emotions for him. Girl, that sounds crazy as hell. Stop acting like his mom. It's making you not want to treat him like a spouse, and Justin needs to grow up, and it ain't attractive. Okay, it's not at all. So her friend asked if decision day was tomorrow, what would you say? She was like, well, if I said no, I would be uncomfortable, but if I said yes, I would probably be uncomfortable. Anywho, Stosha and Nate. So she's with her mom, and she's still trying to get Nate to say I love you. Oh my God. So her mom was like, well, I know you need instant answers. She's like, yeah, because I can't move forward in life until the obstacle is removed. But what obstacle is it, though? He's not in love yet. That is okay. Stosha, girl. So her mom is trying to give her some advice. And she's like, look, if he tells you he loves you, then you just need to believe him. She's like, girl, he ain't telling me he loves me. He ain't telling me nothing. So her mom is like, okay, well, it's been a month, right? Yes, 1 month. 30 days, 4 weeks. Like, I don't know what Stosha wants from him in 4 weeks. He hasn't even gotten his braids rebraided yet for the 3rd time. 4 weeks? Come on now, Stosha. Stosha wants instant gratification. That's what she wants. But what she doesn't understand is a man or a woman, okay, can say I love you and still not be trustworthy and walk all over you. What is meant to be will be. The same thing I'm telling Justin. Child, maybe y'all should have got together. Honey, I'm just going to put everybody together. I think should go together, honey. We're just going to roll with that. So her mom told her that she doesn't have to be in control. She has to trust him. Yes, Stosha, you have control issues. I saw it when you went to go visit his spot and you was looking at everything and telling him how we going to do this and how we going to do that. Just allow him to be himself. And if that fits in with who you are, then that's cool. And if there are some things that you guys need to work on together, that's cool too. But you can't control him. Moving forward. So her mom's like, well, why are you struggling with trust? And so Stosha said, she just can't trust people because she's been let down before. So her mom gets emotional because, she feels like she's a part of the reason why Stosha feels this way because Stosha saw her in a bad relationship. Mom, please don't put the blame on you. Okay. It's only so much you can do in a relationship. And I'm pretty sure that by you exiting the relationship, that taught her something as well. So I just wouldn't put all that on me. So her mom was just basically telling her, listen, still ask questions, still vet him. But you need to come from a place of I'm going to trust you until I don't trust you versus you have to earn my trust. Now, Mama, I don't know if I agree with that. Okay, I don't automatically just trust people. He's a stranger. Okay, a day trading stranger. Child, not a day trading stranger. Honey, he's a day trading stranger. Okay. She's going about it wrong, but I understand why she's going about it that way, honey. You have to allow a person to show you they're able to be trusted, honey. I ain't gonna just jump out the gate and start trusting you. Oh, no, ma'am. So I just feel like, Stasha, you need to stop making this love word such a pressure cooker situation. This behavior is not going to create any kind of safe space for him to love on you, honey. Even if he does bring love to the table, he's going to feel like he was forced to do it. Then he's going to resent you. And then when you get into an argument, he's going to blurt out, well, you made me say I love you. And it's going to be a whole fool. So allow him to do what he going to do. And, her mom was just basically saying, allow him the space to let her know that he loves her. This was a very productive talk between Stosha and her mom. Side note. I have never seen anyone's eyes get as red as Stasha's when they cry. Did y'all notice that? Her eyes are like bloodshot red, like the kind you see on cartoons. I was like, Stasha, girl, these eyes. Oh, honey. Day 30 of marriage. Child, it's our anniversary. Child, it's their 1 month anniversary. We see Morgan. Hey, girl. She's like, it's been 1 month, but it just doesn't really feel like it. I'm not excited. I don't want to see him, but I need to face him. Child, it's the over the topness for me. Kristen and Mitch. So Stosha stops by to get Luna because Mitch and Kristen are going on a romantic getaway for their anniversary. She's not a dog person, but Nate wants a dog, so she's going to try to dog sit. Child, Kristen gets on this floor and grabs this dog ever so, and runs down the dog's wrinkle care and starts rubbing that oil of Olay in between them crevices. Child, this demonstration of wrinkle care has freaked Stasha the hell out. Do y'all hear me? So she's giving her the pooper scooper bags, honey, the emergency numbers, honey, in case Luna starts hyperventilating, all kinds of stuff. All I can tell you right now is, Nate, you ain't getting no dog. Moving forward. But y'all know what I was wondering? Why didn't she ask to babysit Newton? Alexis wanted away from Justin anyway, so it's kind of a win-win situation. In the next scene, Kristen and Mitch, they leave for the trip, right? So they arrive at this retreat. And Kristen said, she wanted to create memories this weekend, so they're starting with yoga. She don't want no problems. She just wants to have a good time. It's about to go from sugar to in 0.2 seconds. We can count on Mitch. Honey. So they're doing this yoga, and Mitch is grunting all loudly. When I tell y'all, he bet not ever speak on Luna with all that grunting he was doing. Child, I can only imagine how he sounded in the bed. He was like, oh. I was like, okay. Oh my gosh. All that noise would get on my nerves. I can't stand a whole bunch of noise. Kristen deserves an award for putting up with Mitch. From the grunting to the disgusting way that he lives, from the bike life, honey, it's just too much. So after they're done with yoga, they sit down, they start talking, right? I don't know what Mitch is talking about, but his mouth is moving and words are coming out, and I'm bored. Moving forward. Miguel and Lindy. So they're going on a boat ride. Child, they look cold as hell in these parkas. I said, what is the temperature, honey? Oh, Lindy and Miguel look so cold, honey. You get the cold, and then you get on top of water, and it's cold, and it's a breeze. Child, they're going to freeze the hell to death. So they start talking about how they feel familiar with each other, and it doesn't feel like they're strangers, blah, 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 blah. And Miguel said, the older that he gets, he realizes that a real relationship takes perseverance to make things work. Like, you can't just run at the first sign of trouble. So they're sitting down, they're talking, right? And so Miguel tells her that he read a relationship article that said, a relationship can last with reliability and predictability. Here go Lindy. Predictability? She was thinking to herself, let me just make sure you can predict that I'm about to act a fool. Baby, she want to make sure. Lindy said, predictability? Yes, ma'am, honey. You want to predict what person you're going to be that day. He was like, yeah, in some cases you're consistently inconsistent, but there's a comfortability in knowing that. She was like, yeah, because even if I get out of control, I won't get that out of control. So they're doing this confessional interview, and he's like, yeah, because I've seen her at her worst. She said, no, you haven't. He said, oh, really? I'm scared. She said, oh, yeah, you should be. You should be. See, Lindy, when you say little stuff like that, it gives, it's giving nuts, okay? It's cute now until it isn't, okay? I'm just saying. Lindy, Do not take advantage of him knowing you're crazy, may peek through, and you just taking advantage of trying to show it to him. That ain't cute. Stosha and Nate. So they're on their way to the lawyer to sign the post-nup. Mind y'all, it's the 1-month anniversary. So she said seeing him sign the papers makes him trustworthy more than he was before they got there, right? So the lawyer tells them that she's going to go over the paperwork, and Stosha let them know that they ain't going to be no joint accounts, okay? Ain't no joint accounts, bitch. Okay, we're not having joint accounts yet. We will remain separate for now. And eventually they will be commingling funds. So she was like asking the attorney, she was like, what would happen if we had a joint account and one person put in 90% and the other 10%? Like, do you just take out your 10 or do you get, equal? So he was basically saying whatever you put in, that's what you should take out. You say that now. We'll see. But this is my thing. I know Nate and his turtleneck and baby braids are not my favorite, but not the attorney's office on the 1-month anniversary. Where y'all gonna be at on the 1-year anniversary? Divorce court? I was like, what is happening here? I understand, you need to protect the assets. It's just the timing to me is just awful. Kristen and Mitch. So they get their anniversary package, right? And they're going through the pictures and, he didn't want to, but he felt like it was really cool after all. After they looked at the pictures, he started feeling something. And he said revisiting those pictures just shows that they were very optimistic when they first met each other and very hopeful. So as they're going through it, Kristen gets emotional looking at a picture of her dad. And I was wondering, why is she so emotional about her parents all of a sudden? It wasn't making no sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I guess she feels like if this marriage fails, she'll be letting them down. That's what I was thinking. But anyway, she said that nights like the night that they were having makes her feel good about their marriage. So then they reread their vows to each other. Y'all know what I was thinking? It's so ironic so far that Kristen and Mitch, of all the couples, they're actually being celebratory on their anniversary. Child, I guess it's better than being in a lawyer's office. So Mitch reads his vows, right? And, he was just saying that people can judge him all they want to. Well, honey, don't worry, we are. He was like, but, I feel like I wasn't living up to my vows at first. I was letting my judgment get in the way and hindering our relationship, but I'm just trying to do better. Well, honey, at least you were sucky to start out with. But I don't know, y'all. I'm just so perplexed by Mitch. I feel like he can be all right, but then he's such a jerk. I don't know. I don't know if he's misunderstood or what is happening. Child, I'm so confused. Moving forward, Lindy and Miguel. So they're on the couch talking about the boat ride, right? And Lindy said she's been much less anxious since being with Miguel. And he needs to keep showing her that he cares about her and he accepts her. Everything is all about Lindy. I don't hear nothing about, I'm going to make sure that I take care of Miguel. It's just always, well, what about me? Or when my crazy comes out, then what? Are you still going to love me tomorrow? I need to be on your insurance. I need for you to do this. I need for you to do that. Lindy's very self-absorbed. I don't know if nobody's picking it up, honey, because we're too busy over here with the other dysfunctional couples, but Lindy can't be trusted. Moving forward. So they get their anniversary package as well, and they're going over their wedding pictures. Child, Lindy is like, look at how dumb we looked. Look at our hair. Look at this. Oh, you look stupid. It's like, girl. She was spewing out so much negativity. I don't know if it was nervousness. I don't know what was happening. But Miguel even said in his confessional, he was like, her little snarky comments took away from the special moment. So Miguel is reading his vows, right? And he was like, do you feel like I've been living up to those? She said, yeah, 100%. I mean, this is the healthiest relationship I've ever had. Well, you got the health part down by getting on his insurance. Okay. It's definitely the healthiest that you done been. So she does her little interview and she's like, we haven't said we love each other yet, but he's showing me every day that he cares about me. And, I'm falling for him more and more each day. We're just going to take it one day at a time. Ben and Morgan. Ooh, child, y'all come closer. So she's at Muay Thai, right? And she was like, me and Ben, we're not good anymore. They were supposed to go back to their wedding venue and read their vows, but she's like, I'm going to give him some vows, all right? I'm scared for Ben. And also, why is this dramatic music playing? Morgan ain't scaring nobody but her toothless friend, Melissa. She sure ain't scaring me, honey. Now, she might scare Ben just a little bit. But I don't like how y'all are trying to instill fear with this Muay Thai and this dramatic music and her talking. Child, please. Alexis and Justin. So Alexis, Justin, and her Chewbacca sweater, they're at the shared apartment doing an anniversary craft. I was like, girl, what kind of sweater is this? Oh, honey. So she was like, our marriage has had some challenges, but we're working through the issues. And every time we do, then another issue comes up. And I'm just wondering, when does the cycle end? on decision day. You can keep on going or you can get off the ride. It's up to you. So as they're doing that, Justin brings up what his brother told him about not trying to fix everything all at once. She was like, do you feel like you're doing that? He said, yeah, I feel like I'm doing that. He said, I've been so focused on being a person that's focused on my marriage, trying to be perfect and trying to accomplish it all before the process is over. And I just feel like I don't have enough time to fix all the things that you're saying is wrong. The time isn't enough. So she was like, I'm not understanding. Can you explain it to me? Like, are you saying that translates to that's it? I've done all I can do. Like, what are you trying to say? He said, okay, so in my mind, I don't have enough time to fix things, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop trying. He's like, I'm just going to hope for the best on decision day. She was like, well, I mean, if you keep on thinking about all the mistakes, then it's not going to go good. We both have time to fix the mistakes that we made. So she was saying that, in her confessional, if she wasn't married to Justin, she would be gone because it's too much hurt too soon. That's so crazy to me because you were just bragging about marriage not being hard. Now all of a sudden it's too much hurt too soon. And what hurt? We had a mishap with the dogs, okay? That was both of your faults. What other hurts? This is just so confusing to me. So she was like, but I came on to Married at First Sight for forever love. So at this point, my husband is keeping me here. Child, we shall see. Was it just me? Or did y'all notice that Justin was checked out a little bit? I think he spent so much time trying to rectify the dog mistake that now he's just riding it out until the end. That's what I think. I also feel like Alexis can tell that he's starting to pull away, which makes her pull closer. Because I felt like she was really trying hard at the end, honey, when she was giving that little show and tell with the picture book. I was like, girl, what is going on? These two are a mess. She's showing him the scrapbook. But to be honest, Alexis, you're sending mixed signals. And Justin is not really there right now. Like he's there, but he doesn't want to make a mistake, so he's not there. Moving forward. Day 31 of marriage. Stosha and Nate. So now that the post-nup is signed, honey, it's time to celebrate. So they go to this romantic setup, right? And so she asked him, did he think that they would be where they are and what has he learned? And he was like, I just wasn't sure that we were going to be here because I was trying to show you with my actions and you weren't receiving it. So it was kind of hurting me a little bit, and especially with you not trusting me. Well, I don't trust you either, but okay. So she was like, okay, so is it because of what happened prior? He said, yeah, it just kind of messed me up, especially when the other person is closed off. And she was like, how am I closed off? He said, when I was saying I was going to move in with you, and you was like, ugh, anybody can do that. I mean, well, it's the truth. Anybody can move in with somebody. It's called a roommate. He was like, I felt like you were being an a-hole. He said, but now that we're trusting each other more, then, I'm starting to trust you and you're starting to trust me. Still, something about Nate just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is, honey. It's just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like when men call women bruh and he calling her a-hole. Child, it's just too much for me. It's too much. So then she goes, so where are you with the love thing? Oh, Lord. She just cannot resist. He was like, well, I've fallen in love with you. Here she go. What? Really? For real? This is the most cringy thing that I've ever seen since Mitch's scenes. Maybe it's just cringy. So you fell in love in one extra episode? I call BS. I feel like when Nate is feeling in the moment, he throws out the L word. Now, don't y'all forget, when they were on the honeymoon and he was feeling it and he was enjoying himself, I think I'm falling in love with you. The anniversary, I think I'm falling in love with you. But in everyday life, he's totally different. And that's why I'm not buying this. I'm not buying it at all. She's like, so you feel it now? He was like, yeah, why you acting so shocked? She was like, so you feel it now? He was like, yeah. She was like, okay, so where am I? Because I was at a 4. He said, like a 7 or an 8. You're in love with her, but she's only at a 7 or an 8. Boy, if you don't shut up. I guess that posting up got you in love, huh? You saw the figures? Anywho, I'm not buying it. Even though I want that for Stosha, I want her to be happy, I want her to have love, I just don't know if he's being sincere. Ben and Morgan. So, child, he's smiling from ear to ear, honey. He got that big old smile. He's like, yeah, I want to surprise Morgan. So I brought her back here to where we had our wedding and, our honeymoon night. And I just want to talk to her and hopefully we can get to know each other again. I know she's probably still mad at me. He's like, I just want to surprise her. You are the one in for a surprise. I'm just saying, you about to get to know a whole other side of her. So Morgan comes stomping in with this little house on the prairie dress on. Stomping with a big dog. Morgan. Oh, my goodness, honey. Her in this little house, little prairie dress, honey, these little bitto shoes, honey. Oh, just giving tacky. So he gives her flowers. She gonna take the flowers and throw them down on the ground. Ma'am, what did the flowers ever do to you? Okay, if you didn't want the flowers, you should have just said, you know what? Keep them. But being ignorant like that and just throwing the flowers on the ground because you're mad that he talked to someone, girl, get real. So she was like, in my original vows, I thought I was going to have a husband to have my back, okay? And you're not that man. My vows, they're not for you. She's like, I'm going to give you one chance to have a real conversation with me. He said, for what? Now, I don't know if this was editing or what, but I was thinking he was about to get into it as he got into it, but he ain't say nothing. So here we go. She said, you've been going to Justin this entire time. So child, he trying to speak and she's talking over him. She's like, no, you were going to him the entire, he was like, no, it was about the nurse thing. No, you've been going to him the entire time. So then she repeats that he flat out told Justin that she lied about being a nurse. He was like, I know, that was then. We hashed it out. We cleared it up. Like I don't understand. She's like, there's more and you're not fessing up to it. She's like, you told Justin I was mad that your family is perfect. Girl, is this what you are mad about? Morgan, you need help. Every season, the women and men confide in each other. Is he not allowed to speak to anyone? Side note. The white thing on the side of Ben's mouth is really bothering me. Oh, child, I wish you would have I wish you would have punched him in that moment just to knock that thing off. I don't condone violence, y'all. I'm just playing. But that white thing on his mouth was bothering me. He's like, okay, well then let's FaceTime Justin. No, please don't. We do not need to call Justin and or Alexis. Please leave them where they are. So he was like, well, I'm sure you've talked to Lindy. She was like, no, I haven't. He said, no, because when you she's like, no, I have not been texting Lindy. He didn't say text. He said, I'm sure that you've talked to Lindy. That would imply using your mouth. Don't try to play with me, Morgan, honey, because you got a little lying problem. Obviously, you talked to Alexis because she felt the need to tell you what he was saying. I'm not buying that you don't talk to nobody, especially since you got a little lying problem as well. So for me, honey, I'm doubting anything that comes out of your mouth. Morgan, talking to someone in a similar experience is not the end of the world. What are y'all even arguing about at this? I'm sorry. What are you even fussing at him about? Because he's not saying anything. Morgan is really getting on my nerves. And why do you always get so upset? Like, it's one thing to just get upset, but she gets pissed off like to the ultimate. And what issues are y'all having besides you bullying him into submission? You keep saying he's talking to people about your issues. What issues are you having? Y'all literally just had 2 vulnerable moments last episode. Now y'all have issues again? Girl, I don't get it. Moving forward. He's like, I went to Miguel to ask him if I was a people pleaser. Well, let me just say that you are. And she was like, oh, okay. So at first you didn't know you spoke to Miguel. Now all of a sudden you went to Miguel to find out if you're a people pleaser. So now you went to Miguel? I was like, oh my gosh. So then she gets upset and tells him that he doesn't respect her and she sees him for who he really is and she's lost all respect for him. And so she stomps away. Her communication style is trash. Basura. Why not have a civil conversation to hear his side? How do you know Alexis got it all right? How do you know Alexis didn't walk in on the tail end and all of a sudden picked up on something and then ran it back to you? And why she did that, I have absolutely no idea. So while she's off to the side, the producer goes after Morgan in her god-awful dress, and she's like, he's not going to talk to me. You wouldn't let him talk. How is he going to talk to you if you won't let him talk? So he walks up to her to talk, and she's like, I'm not going to do this with you. I'm not going to talk to you unless it's the truth. So he agreed. He said, I just feel like no matter what I do, I just can't win. Yeah, she don't like you, child. She don't like you. Pack it up. It's done. So they go sit down. And he apologized yet again for going to Justin. Then she said, the one thing I asked you not to do, and you've done it over and over and over in our marriage, way too much. So he was like, I was just talking to a person that I could trust. Clearly you can't trust him. So she's like, but you lied to my face. He said, sorry. But Ben, what are you apologizing for? I'm sure you don't know. Do you think you did anything wrong? Because if you're just apologizing just to appease Morgan, it's not going to work. And if you're apologizing because you know what you did, it's not going to work. And if you're apologizing because you need to apologize, it's not going to work. It's Morgan. Okay? She don't care what you do, honey. She don't give a damn. It's not going to make a difference. He said, I just don't know what to do. So then she brings up how he did it once and how he's doing it again. And he's going to continue to lie in her face. And she was like, I could walk away from you, but you know what? I'm not. We're going to go through this process. You're going to show up every day with me, and I'm going to show you how much you hurt me. So you want him to stick around so you can torture him? Ben, let this go. You don't really like her. She can't stand you. You can't confide in anyone other than her, even though I'm sure that she has. Her past trauma is haunting her, and she's taking it out on you. And you are not allowed to sit and emotionally abuse this man because you're pissed that he talked to a cast member. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't like the way Morgan communicates. She talks down to him, and it's like she's chastising a child. Like, he may be in the wrong. Don't get me wrong, y'all. He may be in the wrong. But I can't tell because Morgan be so over the top with it. It's like she's so unlikable that Ben looks like a big-eyed doe and everybody feels bad for him because she's berating him the way that she speaks. So I say pack up the whole relationship, honey. This is your decision day. Moving forward. So Ben is like, so for the next 4 weeks, like, are we going to decide if we can work things out? Can we do that? She's like, I don't know. I need to talk to the experts. Yeah, you do need to talk to the experts. Tell them why you lied, why you at it, and ask them if they can put you on unmatchables. And Ben, stand up for yourself. I wouldn't give Morgan the next 4 minutes of my time. It's not her job to punish you. I felt kind of bad for him sitting there being told what he did and not being allowed to respond. Child, I didn't like that. So Ben goes over to the honeymoon suite and he's picking up the pictures in the basket that they left. And he's like, this is not what I expected. You know, Justin was someone that I felt I could vent to. Justin, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. What is wrong with you? You can't do nothing without involving Alexis. And Alexis, there was no reason for you to add company to your misery. Okay, just because you and Justin are fussing and fighting all up and through y'all's house, why bring that to somebody else's relationship? That's sad. So he said at the end of the day, it was just him venting. I really don't see Ben maliciously speaking about Morgan. Now, y'all can say what y'all want, but I just don't see that. I just don't see it. Moving forward. Day 32 of marriage. So Stosha and Nate, they're going to get matching tattoos for their anniversary. And she's like, yeah, it's going to show our commitment. Matching tattoos is a death stamp. That's just my opinion. So he's in the chair trying to explain to this tattoo artist how they met a month ago and got married a month ago. And just get the tattoo. Just get the tattoo. So they got their wedding date on their hand in Roman numerals. And she's like, you know, Nate is showing me, you know, constantly with his actions that he's committed. Is he going to have to put an action behind every single thing that he does? He is really having to prove himself to Stosha. Ooh, honey. He said, am I showing you that I'm committed? Oh, Lord. These couples are weighing me thin. Do y'all hear me? Not the tattoo of the same date that everybody else shares showing that it's a commitment. Okay. Moving forward. Nate trying to get out of that Airbnb and he ain't fooling me. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get out that Airbnb. It's been 1 month. That's how I know y'all been getting it popping. Y'all ain't having no sex, but y'all getting matching tattoos. Girl, gone. It's time for another group setting. So they're all getting ready, right? Mitch looks like he's bathed. Okay, Mitch, honey. It's amazing what a clean tub can do for you. So everybody looks nice, but there's no Morgan or Ben. So they're on the party bus. Everybody trying to figure out what Morgan and Ben are. Here go Alexis. I have no idea. I don't have any idea why they're not here. Justin gonna say, he's taking a mental health day. No, he's not taking a mental health day. You and the Pink Panther over there caused unnecessary drama. And now Morgan is stomping all over Ben. Talking about he taking a mental health day. Boy, please. Child, this necklace Nate got on. Child, I'm just paying attention to it all. So they get to the dinner, right? And so they're all talking about how they feel. And Miguel said, you know, things are better than he expected. Lindy said that she respects Miguel and, you know, doesn't want to trip on him like she did the guys in the past. She's really, you know, trying to be gentle. Stosha was like, you know, it's just been a lot of growing for us, a lot of growing pains. And, you know I have a lot of work to do on myself, but, you know, I'm really enjoying our marriage. So Nate said, you know, I have a calmer approach to things and we kind of balance each other out and we have a common goal. So then he tells the table that he feels like he's falling in love with Stosha. He's like, yeah, this one right here, she's my best friend. And she also your sister, but we don't want to talk about that, allegedly. So Mitch was like, yeah, you know, it's been a journey of self-discovery and, you know, I didn't think I had the capacity to be a husband. Well, baby, what he say that for? Kristen said, you know what? You're an incredible man. You really are. And I can see that you're trying, but the things that you say, they kind of throw me off. She's like, people are always saying, good job, Mitch. You're doing the best you can, Mitch. I see you really trying, Mitch. But what about me? Like, I'm wondering about me. She says she feels like nobody cares about her. She wants to know when she gets to be herself, and she feels like the marriage is going so well because she's doing all the compromising. Honey, and is? She's like, I just feel like I'm about to explode. Kristen, I'm happy that you are finally out of that haze. I told you, you cannot go into a marriage being who the other person wants you to be, because eventually the person that you are will start to peek out. And when they try to suppress that, you're going to be pissed. So the best thing for you to do is go in exactly how you are. I think Mitch lost his recycle privileges with Kristen when he put her down for that house flipping dream that she had. I wasn't expecting her to say all that she said, and I don't think she's feeling Mitch like that anymore. Kristen, it's about damn time you stand up for yourself. And baby, when she was doing that, Lindy was living for the speaking of the speech. Do y'all hear me? Baby, Lindy was into it. She was like, I might completely lose Mitch when I snap. Alexis is like, it's better to lose Mitch than to lose yourself. Alexis, sit back. Okay, even though you're right, just please sit back. She was like, I just don't know how not to feel this way. I can tell you how to stop feeling that way. Stop being fake. Okay, because it's hard to keep up a front. Just stop. Be who you are. So Mitch was like, if you need to snap, go ahead, and I'm going to be right here for you. I'm going to be right here. So then Justin speaks up, and he's like, you know what, Mitch? You've really made a lot of progress. I'm very proud of you. I can see that. So as he's saying that, Alexis is making faces. So he was like, what's going on? She was like, oh, nothing. It's fine. She was like, what's going on? So the table is like, well, Alexis, do you have anything to say? She's like, no, I just want to listen tonight. So she's upset because he gave Mitch a compliment about his progress, but not focusing on his own progress. She's like, I don't want to tell people that he's not making progress, so I'm just going to sit here silent. So he's asking her if she has anything to say. She's like, well, since my husband wants me to say something. No, your husband wants you to share with the table just like everybody else shared. What are you talking about? So Miguel is like, you don't have to if you don't want to. So Justin was like, no, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying I'm surprised that you don't have anything to say. She's like, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you rephrase the question? Attorney Alexis. Okay, I was asking somebody to rephrase the question. What he's saying to you is everyone has said something about their spouse. Now it's you guys' turn because you're at the table. Why don't you have anything to say? So he's like, I'm just bothered that you had nothing to say. She was like, why? Because any other time, you have a mouthful to say. Now it's nothing. And anybody would be shocked after every other couple has said something and you have nothing to say. So Justin said he feels like, they were doing good, but by her not saying anything, it makes him feel like they're not on the same page. The bottom line is this. He just wanted some reassurance. She didn't have it. So really, he's right in the way that he's feeling. They are on two different pages. He feels like everything's all good. She feels like he's not making any progress. But she just sat with him during the anniversary craft saying that they could make up for their mistakes. This is what I'm saying. Moving forward. So she was like, this happens all the time and I have to self-regulate for the both of us. And then he comes back and he apologizes. But baby, it still hurts. It still hurts. What are y'all talking about right now? Just what? He wants her to look at it from his perspective. He's like, I'm not used to that. He's like, I want you to look at it from my perspective. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to you not saying anything. Alexis, he's fearful. He feels like you're pulling away from him. I don't know how you can't see that. So she gets up and goes to the restroom, honey, crying and whatnot with the waterworks. And Justin walks outside to speak to a producer. And she was like, I just feel like I have to appease him and check on him like he's a baby. Is it just me? I feel like Alexis is gaslighting Justin in this moment. Because you started this. You're mad because he complimented someone else. And I just don't understand why you just didn't say that. Like, it's just too many drama-filled couples for me this season, honey. I don't understand what just happened. I feel like I can see both sides. She didn't feel like she wanted to say anything to upset him at the table because she doesn't feel like he's making progress. And he was a little bit confused because they always baby this and baby that. So why we not babying tonight? That's what I got from it. But Alexis, you actually started this. You don't like him and he's picking up what you putting down. And that was the end of the episode. Ooh, child. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about Morgan and Ben. What did you think about the final episode and the Pink Panther getting upset? Child, this is a whole fool. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.